The jungle moon of Karelia was not a kind place for the unwanted. Nightfall draped its shadows across the endless canopy, where vines hung like nooses and predators prowled in silence. In a small clearing, under a crooked tree, sat a child. Her skin glowed faintly green in the moonlight, her eyes too large for her thin face. Her dress was torn from branches, her bare feet streaked with mud. Her name was Sarah, and she had been abandoned. Her stepmother's last words still echoed like poison. "Your father is gone. You are nothing to me. The jungle will decide if you deserve to live." Sarah hugged her knees, fighting back tears. She wanted to believe her father was still alive somewhere, but in her heart she knew he was never coming back. Now, she was alone, a castaway child in a world that did not care. Captain Elias Danner had not come to Karelia for charity. The veteran human explorer had spent 20 years traversing the Orion Spur, mapping trade lanes and scouting new colonies. Karelia was just another mark on his star charts, another stop where he'd restock his ship and move on. But fate often cared little for charts. He was trudging back from a failed mineral survey when he saw her, a tiny figure crouched by a mossy stone, shivering, her wide eyes fixed on the shadows as though they might devour her. At first, Elias thought she was some strange jungle sprite, but when she looked up at him, her face was all too real. A child's face. "Whoa," Elias said softly, lowering his gear. "Easy there. I'm not gonna hurt you." The girl blinked. "Human," she whispered. "That's right. My name's Elias. What's yours?" She hesitated, as though the name no longer belonged to her. "Sarah." He built a fire, careful to keep it small, and offered her half a ration pack. She sniffed it suspiciously, then nibbled. "Where's your family, Sarah?" Elias asked, voice gentle. She hugged her knees tighter. "My father's gone. My stepmother, she said I am a burden. She cast me out." The words were simple, but they struck Elias like bullets. He had no children of his own. His life had been one of stars, maps, and empty bunks. But to see a child thrown away so callously made something burn deep in his chest. "Listen to me," Elias said firmly. "You are not a burden. Understand?" Her lips trembled. "Then why did she leave me?" Elias swallowed hard. "Because some people can't see what matters. That's on her, not you." For the first time, Sarah's eyes lifted with a fragile spark. Days turned into weeks. Elias didn't mean to stay, but leaving Sarah alone in the jungle was unthinkable. He repaired a small cabin near his survey site, teaching her simple tasks: how to gather fruit, filter water, mend clothing. She was quick, eager to learn, and though her laughter was rare, when it came, it filled the cabin with warmth Elias had never known. At night, she told him about her people, the songs her father used to sing, the way her mother's smile used to light the village before she died. Then her tone would darken as she whispered about her stepmother, about the cold eyes that had watched her starve, the cruel words that still echoed in her dreams. Elias listened. Always. And when her voice broke, he pulled her close and said the only thing he knew. "You're safe now. I've got you." But safety never lasted long on Karelia. One morning, Elias found footprints circling their cabin, too large to be Sarah's, too fresh to be his own. Hunters. The stepmother's clan, perhaps, or bandits searching for slaves. He doubled their defenses, teaching Sarah to stay hidden if danger came. She practiced quietly, slipping through the jungle brush like a shadow, though her eyes betrayed her fear. That night, she crept to his cot and whispered, "If they find me, will you send me away too?" Elias sat up, startled. "Never." "But I'm not human," she said. "I don't belong to you." Elias took her small hand in his calloused one. Listen, Sarah. Family isn't about blood. It's about choice. And I choose you. Always. Her breath caught, and she buried her face in his chest. For the first time, Elias felt what it meant to be more than an explorer. He felt what it meant to be a father. The confrontation came sooner than he hoped. The hunters stormed the clearing at dawn, their spears tipped with plasma blades, their eyes cold with greed. Human, their leader snarled. The child belongs to us. Hand her over. Sarah clutched Elias's sleeve, trembling. She belongs to no one but herself, Elias growled, stepping forward, rifle steady in his hands. And she stays with me. The standoff was brutal. Plasma against steel. Flesh against fire. Elias fought like a man who had something worth dying for at last, and in the chaos, Sarah remembered his teachings, how to move unseen, how to strike with precision. She hurled rocks, set off traps, anything to protect the only person who had ever protected her. By the time the hunters retreated, bloodied and broken, the jungle was silent again. Elias sank to one knee, exhaustion weighing on him. But when Sarah threw her arms around him, whispering, "Father," strength flooded back into his bones. They left Corellia together. The cabin was abandoned, the jungle left to its predators. Elias's ship rose through the canopy, stars opening before them like a new destiny. Sarah sat in the co-pilot's chair, eyes wide with wonder as planets rolled past the viewport. "Where are we going?" she asked. Elias smiled. "Anywhere you want. The galaxy's big, full of chances, full of homes waiting to be built." She bit her lip. "And I can stay with you?" He reached over, ruffling her tangled hair. "You're stuck with me, kiddo, whether you like it or not." Her laughter, clear, bright, unbroken, filled the cabin. For Elias, it was worth more than any star he had ever charted. Months later, on Terra Haven Colony, people often asked why a hardened human captain would raise an alien child. Elias never gave long explanations. He just glanced at Sarah, who now ran laughing among other children, her once broken spirit shining like a beacon, and he would answer, "Because no one deserves to be thrown away, especially not her." Sarah, overhearing, would run back and clutch his hand, and with a small smile, she'd whisper the words that healed every wound he'd ever carried. "You're my father, the one I chose." And in the silence that followed, Elias knew humanity wasn't measured by fleets, empires, or wars. It was measured in the smallest of bonds, in the life of one child who finally knew she was loved.